Hi class, this is Brady. I've just read the first couple chapters of the Brundtland Report, um, what they call Our Common Future. It's also the report of the World Commission on Environment and Development. And what I found for definitions for sustainability, one of the most famous is that humanity has the ability to make development sustainable to ensure that it meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs, from page 16. I like that definition. I guess for me, my personal definition is thinking about ecological accounting or kind of our carbon footprint. So making sure that we do as much good for the environment as we do harm. So if we're going to use 10 tons of carbon in a year, then we also sequester 10 tons of carbon a year. So equal in, equal out is kind of how I think of sustainability. A few other things from the reading that I really liked were a quote from page 12. It's therefore futile to attempt to deal with environmental problems without a broader perspective that encompasses the factors underlying world poverty and international inequality. So I really like that Brundtland brought in this piece about equity. So we have to have better resource allocation amongst the poor and the rich, like the income inequality, disparity is growing out of control, and that we need to really make sure that our world's poor has their basic needs met so that we can uplift the entire world and be more sustainable as a culture. On page 13, they had a quote, we need to ask the questions of how can such development serve next century's world of twice as many people relying on the same environment. They talk about the population could stabilize at between 8 and 14 billion people sometime this century, according to UN projections. Now, this report was made public in 1987. And it's crazy to me that 32 years later, it's super relevant and timely that we're really lagging behind taking action on this report. Some of the other definitions given that I liked were sustainable development requires meeting the basic needs of all and extending to all the opportunity to fill their aspirations for a better life. And then he goes on to say sustainable global development requires that those who are more affluent adopt lifestyles within the planet's ecological means. And I think that's a great thing for Americans to understand and start to take action on, is that we are one of the wealthiest, if not the wealthiest nation on the planet. So we need to set a personal example of living within the planet's ecological means. I had a blast reading this. I hope to see you guys in class and enjoy this, and I look forward to your comments. Ciao.